You're listening to the AstroMommy Daily Horoscope, a forecast that hopes to shine a light in the dark, helping us all see where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. Whether you're a first-time listener or a long-time subscriber, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you being in the AstroMommy community. I hope you enjoyed today's horoscope and card reading. If you would like to support the AstroMommy Newsletter, there are several ways to do so. Subscribe on Substack, share it with a friend, schedule a reading, check out my family's Etsy shop, Metaphysical Flamingo, or just leave a tip. Without further ado, here is the Daily Horoscope. Venus retrograde in Leo, horoscopes for all 12 signs, July 22nd, 2023 until September 4th, 2023. Good morning, friends. Quote, "Some people look for a beautiful place, others make a place beautiful," unquote. Hazrat Inayat Khan. Okay, let's get into the astrology. There is so much to cover, so we are jumping right into the Venus retrograde chart delineation. So we have Venus at 28 degrees Leo, 36 minutes, in the 7th house of relationships, committed partnerships, and legal matters in the chart below, which seems very fitting for a Venus-centered chart. So what I'm going to explore is what is happening in the background of this chart and then what is directly happening to Venus during this retrograde. So first and foremost, you can see the sun on the right-hand side of the chart is at 29 degrees Cancer, 59 minutes, the last minute of Cancer, the anaretic degree, and in a partile opposition to Pluto on the left-hand side of the chart, having just perfected that transit the day before on July 21st. And if that wasn't enough, the Sun and Pluto are both squaring the nodes located at the top and bottom of the chart, which have just shifted back into Aries and Libra. Pluto is in an exact to-the-minute square with the nodes, and the Sun's exact square was actually much earlier in the day on Saturday. So that is creating a massive cardinal cross, and all the planets and nodes are right on the brink of the angles in this chart too, which tells me that major concrete change is about to happen. And it's going to affect everything, our family life, our public lives, our relationships, and our own personal identities, all of it. Besides this massive cardinal cross, we also have the other luminary, the moon, in Virgo in a partile opposition to Neptune in Pisces. This is creating another complexity, and that the people want to focus on the details and understand all the intricate nuances of their lives and relationships, but Neptune is pouring out a bunch of fog, making it hard to see the pieces of the puzzle. This can lead to disillusionment, deceit, propaganda, lies, and/or feelings of loss and despair. In order to see if there may be a silver lining to this opposition, I want to look at the dispositors of the moon and Neptune. The dispositor of the moon in Virgo is Mercury in Leo in the 7th house, co-present with Venus retrograde. The dispositor of Neptune in Pisces, using the traditional rulership scheme, is Jupiter in Taurus in the 4th house, co-present with Uranus. And interestingly, Mercury in Leo just had a square to Jupiter in Taurus, meaning that there was just some sort of over-optimism or big expression that was experienced, and this is feeding this Moon-Neptune standoff. Because of an overwhelming amount of information or communication that may have been present when Mercury squared Jupiter last Monday, we could feel we have to make a decision between a real-life circumstance and a fantastical dream, reality versus fantasy kind of thing. Is it a silver lining? Maybe. Let's dive a little deeper into Venus. Venus starts her retrograde at 28 degrees Leo, 36 minutes, and will go back to 12 degrees Leo, 13 minutes, stationing direct on September 4th, 2023. Here is a handy graphic I made illustrating the retrograde period, including the shadow periods. What can we expect from a Venus retrograde? Well, we can expect first a reevaluation and reassessment of our relationships in general, our own feelings of self-worth and beauty, and our own ability to shine brightly and uniquely in some Venusian area of our lives. Venus is the planet associated with love, beauty, sensuality, sexuality, aesthetics, fashion, the arts, happiness, joy, affection, and all things romantic and involving courtship and mating. She also represents the finer things in life, like money, jewels, great food, and anything elegant, as well as social gatherings, parties, and enjoyable experiences. Venus in Leo combines all of the above with the Leo archetype, which is ruled by the sun and exhibits solar traits such as shining like a star, performative, dramatic, and theatrical displays, regality, uniqueness, being on stage, laughter, love, and a childlike attitude toward life. Venus has a very interesting retrograde cycle in that she goes retrograde every 18 months, but she retrogrades in the same sign every 8 years. So the last retrograde in Leo was in the summer of 2015, although it was not a complete retrograde in Leo, meaning that it didn't start and end in Leo, but rather started at 0 degrees Virgo and went back to 14 degrees Leo, the same degree that the sun in Leo this year will square Jupiter in Taurus. Interesting. My teacher Adam Ellenboss made a wonderful video about this retrograde titled, "The Meaning of Venus Retrograde in Leo, Dependency Isn't a Dirty Word," which is an excellent deep dive into some of the overall things we can expect during this Venus retrograde in Leo. But my favorite quote from the video was this, quote, "It's actually the quality of how you love, who you love, and the reciprocal nature of what you love, what you get back from what you love, and it's the quality of how much you give to what you love that helps you become more of what you are. You can't do it in a vacuum," unquote. During this retrograde, we may all discover more of what, who, and how we love. And the area of your chart that Venus is going retrograde through will highlight the areas, topics, and types of relationships that will most likely be experiencing the spotlight. Venus will also be making 2 more squares, each to Uranus and Jupiter, both in Taurus. Venus has already made a square to each planet over the last month, but she will make another square during her retrograde cycle to Uranus on August 9th, 2023, and then to Jupiter on August 22nd, 2023. Then she will make the third and final squares to each once she turns direct on September 4th. First to Jupiter on September 17th, and then to Uranus on September 29th, 2023. Venus square Uranus may bring about unexpected earthquakes in our relationships that we have to respond to. Venus square Jupiter could symbolize too much of a good thing or a blessing that requires some work and effort to bring about. We will be discussing these transits in the days and weeks to come. Here's a short horoscope for each sign for the Venus retrograde, starting on July 22nd, 2023, and ending on September 4th, 2023. This will make the most sense if you read your rising sign. Aries. Venus will station retrograde in Leo in your 5th house of children, pregnancy, and things you do for fun and creativity, shining a bright light on those areas of your life. You may go through a period of reevaluating activities you do for recreation, including romantic activities. There may be something that comes up in regard to your children or a pregnancy that needs tending to. Maybe an old love or romantic partner comes back into your life for a time. Just be aware that they may be off on their way when Venus stations direct in September. You may also experience some growth in the areas of sensuality and sexuality as Venus in Leo shines a bright light on those areas of your life as well. Venus square Uranus and Jupiter from your 5th house of creativity to your 2nd house of money could bring about a sudden shift in the way you generate money. Like an opera singer singing on stage, like a painter painting a portrait, and like a poet reciting a poem, what inspires you to love and be loved may reappear, igniting the seeds of ingenuity within you. Taurus. Venus will station retrograde in Leo in your 4th house of home, family, roots, and traditionally the father, shining a bright light on those areas of your life. You may go through a period of reevaluating some facet of your home life, relationship with family, or maybe even someone coming back into your life from your hometown. This could also have to do with renovating your home or your personal space in some way. Venus square Uranus and Jupiter from your 4th house of family to your 1st house of self could represent something shocking in regard to your family life or home that inspires a different frame of mind or physical location, like relocating a tree, like cutting the umbilical cord from baby to mother, and like growing out of old clothes. How you love what grounds you and how what grounds you supports your ability to love may come into focus, magnifying the words on the page of your story. Gemini. Venus will station retrograde in Leo in your 3rd house of siblings, community, neighborhood, daily route, routine, rituals, and communication, shining a bright light on those areas of your life. You may go through a period of reevaluating or reassessing your daily rituals, habits, and forms of communication. If you are a writer, what you write and your writing routine may go through a period of revision. You may experience the return of siblings, neighbors, or community members. There could be the return of a habit that you actually loved doing and that served you in some way before that you are resurrecting during this transit. Venus square Uranus and Jupiter from your 3rd house of siblings to your 12th house of mental health could represent an old habit or behavior returning out of the blue, hopefully a positive one. Like a long-forgotten hairbrush, like a long-forgotten morning ritual, or like a long-forgotten favorite song, the love of something routine and easily dismissed as mundane may reappear, settling into your lap like a cat on a winter's day to warm you once more. Cancer. Venus will station retrograde in Leo in your 2nd house of money, possessions, and skill acquisition, shining a bright light on those areas of your life. You may go through a period of wanting to add a new skill, a way of making money or spending money to your repertoire. What you do for a living and whether or not you love what you do and what you do loves you will get a hard evaluation during this time. You could experience the return of possessions, best friends, old skills, or old money coming to you. Venus square Uranus and Jupiter from your second house of money to your 11th house of friends could represent something unusual taking place with friends, allies, or groups that you are associated with and how you make your spending money. Like an old costume you used to wear, like an old job or skill you used to have, and like an old friend you used to talk to. The love of something tangible and real that made you smile may come back to you, filling your cup like water from a spring. Leo. Venus will station retrograde in Leo in your first house of self, health, personal appearance, immediate surroundings, and circumstances, shining a bright light on those areas of your life. You may go through a period of reevaluating or reassessing your personal diet, lifestyle, or exercise routine. You may also feel inspired to change your appearance, although I would advise against doing anything irreversible during a Venus retrograde, but dream and plan away. If you still love the idea come September, do it. Venus square Uranus and Jupiter from your first house of self to your 10th house of career and public recognition could represent getting a wild hair up your ass that sends you in a totally new direction. Like a chameleon changing colors, like the moon going through her phases, and like a phoenix being reborn from the ashes, inspired self-love may appear, reimagining you into something new. Virgo. Venus will station retrograde in Leo in your 12th house of mental health, self-undoing, subconscious programs, confinement, hospitals, and animals larger than a goat, shining a bright light on those areas of your life. You may go through a period of reevaluating or reassessing your subconscious motivations and trying hard to understand just what it is that makes you tick and enjoy life. Venus square Uranus and Jupiter from your 12th house of mental health and spirituality to your 9th house of belief systems and foreign travel could represent a sudden trip that you have to go on or a spiritual journey that presents itself that you are called to take. Like a song on the wind, like a whisper in the grass, and like a reflection in a mirror, the love of following what you believe to be spiritually guiding you may appear, taking you on a journey of self-discovery you didn't know you needed. Libra. Venus will station retrograde in Leo in your 11th house of friends, allies, groups, networks, hopes, and wishes, as well as money from your job, shining a bright light on those areas of your life. You may go through a period of reevaluating or reassessing what exactly it is that draws you to a certain group of friends, keeps you accepting a certain salary level, or if the wish you made when you blew the dandelion seeds into the air is in fact what you received. Venus square Uranus and Jupiter from your 11th house of friends to your 8th house of death, and other people's resources could represent an investment coming to fruition suddenly, a benefit from your job coming before you expected it, or the sudden connection with a friend or ally. Like an old friend coming back into your life, like an old wish come true, and like an old investment finally maturing, the love of sharing with others may reappear and fill you with joy. Scorpio. Venus will station retrograde in Leo in your 10th house of career, praxis, public recognition, and traditionally the mother, shining a bright light on those areas of your life. You may go through a period of reevaluating or reassessing your career goals and how you want the world to perceive you. Venus square Uranus and Jupiter from your 10th house of career to your 7th house of committed relationships could represent something crazy like falling in love with someone at work, landing a business deal you thought was a lost cause, or getting a spot in a commercial you didn't try out for. Like a dripping ice cream cone, like an adorable furry kitten, and like a newborn baby, the love of and need for attention you desire may reappear, licking your face like an excited puppy. Sagittarius. Venus will station retrograde in Leo in your 9th house of belief systems, religion, the law, higher education, foreigners, and foreign travel, shining a bright light on those areas of your life. You may go through a period of reevaluating or reassessing your travel plans, beliefs, or higher education goals. Venus square Uranus and Jupiter from your 9th house of beliefs to your 6th house of health issues, stress, service, and pets could represent a sudden turn of events that sends you on a different journey or educational pursuit. Like a pair of tweezers to remove a splinter, like a hammer to take out a nail, and like a pair of pliers to remove a thorn, the love of what you believe may reappear, fueling a spiritual healing journey powered by your faith. Capricorn. Venus will station retrograde in Leo in your 8th house of debts, death, investments, and other people's money and resources, as well as soul contracts and bonds, shining a bright light on those areas of your life. You may go through a period of reevaluating or reassessing the relationships in your life where you share finances or the investments that you have. For a small percentage of you, this could involve estate planning or inheritances due to the death of a loved one. Venus square Uranus and Jupiter from your 8th house of shared resources to your 5th house of children, pregnancy, and creativity could represent all of a sudden coming up with a creative idea for your legacy. Like a sudden pregnancy, like a sudden financial win, and like a sudden lucrative investment, love, a welcome shared embrace may appear, making long-term plans for the financial well-being of all involved. Aquarius. Venus will station retrograde in Leo in your 7th house of committed relationships, partnerships, and business deals, open enemies, and legal contracts, shining a bright light on those areas of your life. You may go through a period of reevaluating or reassessing your romantic relationships, business deals, partnerships, etc. Venus square Uranus and Jupiter from your 7th house of relationships to your 4th house of home and family could represent a shock wave shaking your foundation like an earthquake rattles a house. Things could come loose and need replacing, renovating, or restoring, like the shivering of a wet dog, like the rattling of a rattlesnake, and like the ding of the doorbell. Love may require your immediate attention. Pisces. Venus will station retrograde in Leo in your 6th house of service, sickness, stress, work that is hard and laborious, thankless work, and animals smaller than a goat, i.e. most pets, shining a bright light on those areas of your life. You may go through a period of reevaluating or reassessing your commitment to a job or service you provide. Maybe your health is what is in need of reassessment this summer. You could also be dealing with a family pet that needs attention. Venus square Uranus and Jupiter from your 6th house of health issues and pets to your 3rd house of siblings, community, and communication could represent something shocking coming out in the community that causes some stress, or a way in which your self-care habits suddenly stop supporting you the way that they have been. It could also symbolize a pet needing frequent vet visits that results in a new way of caring for your animals. How you value your health and service will come up, and what you are able to maintain on a daily basis as well. Like a pet that needs grooming, like a sink full of dishes that need washing, and like a body that needs tending to, love, the selfless, sacrificial kind, may take center stage and occupy your every thought during this transit. I hope these horoscopes are helpful. Until tomorrow, AstroMommy.
Thank you for reading or listening to this special horoscope. Quick links and resources can be found at the bottom of the newsletter. If you seek knowledge and enlightenment, the AstroMommy Newsletter may be right for you. Side effects of reading or listening to the AstroMommy Newsletter are common and include joy, jubilation, delight, happiness, gratitude, love, triumph, feeling in tune with the universe, experiencing deep insights, reflections, and contemplations, a lightened soul, a lighter step, feeling awake when others are asleep, illuminated, enlightened, having spiritual experiences, noticing repeating numbers, animals in nature, or songs on the radio that speak to you, getting vibes, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsmelliance, feeling like you know secret language, biophilia, crying tears of joy, emotional literacy, feeling lively, stable, exalted, having an auric glow, or feeling like you woke up on the right side of the bed have all been reported. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links that I provide in the newsletters, I will make a very small commission. Thanks for listening.